What's up guys, this is gonna be easy to follow guide to defeating Everdark Balancer using Undertaker as your main. Without further ado, these are the relics that I use, which everyone can get easily with little to no RNG. I'm using the Well of Balancer, pretty straightforward as Undertaker is a strength-based character and melees are her best weapons. Then I'm using green relic from Small Jar Bazaar, which you can buy for 1,000 mark. There are the better relics, but I'm keeping it so that it is easy to replicate for everyone. For the third slot, any sort of hammer related relic should do. I use the hammer +3 and then Beastal Incantation because this is one of the fastest spammable skill attack and Undertaker skill pretty well with Faith. You will see that later in the gameplay as well. And for Shifting Earth, you have to do Forsaken Hollow to give yourself the best chance, and I will explain the reason why. First one is the decent buffs that you get just for playing the map. There are two guaranteed buffs. One of them you get by breaking the curse of the crystals. In this one, we don't really care much about the buff that we get, although it can be handy. We're more focusing on breaking the curse. We can actually get better weapons in the castle, and I'll tell you why. The second buff we get is after unlocking the secret of the tower, which is by doing a boss run. So you can get the false vision of the Great Ruin, where you can get faster ultimate charge, and I will show you the best optimal route later in the video. Now let's dive into why we do Forsaken Hollow map. Regardless, to make this map work, you need to destroy all the crystals. Here's all the locations of all the crystals. Since this map has verticality, you will have one on the surface and one for the underground, and not all of them will spawn, so if you don't see it, just simply move on to the next location. Because entering the castle is a must to take advantage of this map, you need to break 4 of them to get rid of your health being halved. Ideally, you'll want to be close to level 9 or 10 and have this crystal broken by the end of night 1 or before the first circle of night 2. The earlier the better, but I will advise being at least level 10 before entering the castle. There are many ways that you can get into the castle. Easiest is working your way down from the up. So you'll go to the underground to the up, and you can see the route in this video where I'm taking, and after that from there it is all just boss rush mode that give you the highest chance of getting legendary weapons that are actually tailored to your build. I mean, look at this, I'm getting America Hammer, Executioner Sword, Devar Scepter, Bolts of Grandisac. Like, even when I lost 200k for being stupid and busy choosing weapons and being level 13, the weapons and above are good enough that we still defeated it. You will see the gameplay. For Everdark Balancer, you will want to have as much as buff focus on your damage negation, since the relic that we chose are mostly offensive. And for the weapon for Undertaker, I recommend that you do not use colossal weapons for the Everdark Balancer. They're too quick, too fast, and by the time you're swinging them, you'll be running out of stamina and they will ambush you. It is good to use regular hammers, which has faster recovery than a great hammer in this case. And for the boss fight, sleep weapon is only really good in the first phase. This is why I did not mention getting a good sleep weapon, but if you do have a chance, go for it, but I will not be focusing on it. In here, in another run, I ended up buying the Saint Trina sword from the merchant. It did decent damage for the first phase. Since this is an easy guys, I will focus on survival and replicable strategy to keep it simple. From the second phase, you and your teammate wants to draw out the boss to a location where all 3 of you can be together and beat the boss that go berserking at you. That way you're usually doing 3v1 instead of 1v1 and getting ambushed by other balancers. If you're playing with randoms and you have no way of communicating, you are better off sticking to one teammate so that you give you a higher chance of stunning the enemies. A quick tip is that all the other balancers get stunned every time you defeated one balancer, so focusing on beating it as a group versus individually going off. For the giant wormlight phase, I suggest surviving instead of risking the bleed props to get rid of those bulges around it. Attacks are not hard to dodge, but you can get unlucky hits if you're too close to it, or you can get the bleed prop. This is actually very simple. You just rinse and repeat attack. And let me know if you guys have any question down below. This is a quick guide. Try to keep it simple. Comment down below how did you guys beat this, and the Soulsbound duo is out.